One. Welcome back to the Comic Book Bullies with Nerdist the New Bully. I'm your host, Leroy, a.k.a. The Human Target, with my co-hosts.
This is Eli, the Dragon Steamboat.
We finally stuck the landing. Kind of, sort of. Give it a 9.5. Anyway, yeah, we're back with another episode. And like I said, we're smack dab in the foosball season and everything like that. Eli, I know you watch some games. The only things on my timeline is NFL and Power. Spoilers. And that's it. So,
okay.
But I'm pretty sure your team won or whatever.
No, they did not. Well, they actually did. They actually did. Yes, Vikings beat the Packers.
It was a moral victory?
Vikings got more touchdowns than the Packers today, but Packers won and they won by like the Donald Trump victory, the election. That's how they won.
Gotcha. So you won like Rocky Balboa won in the first movie. Like even though Apollo Creed beat his ass, spiritually he won and still got Adrian.
Yeah, the refs were making a bunch of bullshit calls and shit. Yeah, one of them was because Stefan Diggs took off his helmet.
Okay.
After so they call him that. And the Vikings weren't allowed to get their extra point. Stupid bullshit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh well, hopefully y'all actually get a real victory instead of a moral victory next week. So who knows?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I didn't watch. The one thing I saw on TV that did put a smile on my face and put love in my heart. They retired Steve McNair's jersey. Now,
I don't know who that is.
You don't know Steve McNair?
No, okay. I don't. Sorry.
ESPN put out something. Really, we're talking about football because Talking Balls is kicking our ass, so we're trying to get some viewers.
Oh.
Trying to get our ratings up. But anyway, the reason we'll talk about Steve McNair is because even though ESPN put out this bullshit list about who's the greatest college athlete, football athlete of all time, they put, I think, Tim Tebow. The fuck? Anyway, Steve McNair. Steve McNair, Alcorn State University, Mississippi. They finally retired his jersey, number 9, with the Tennessee Titans. I saw him play at Alcorn. One of the reasons I went to Alcorn, he actually went to dinner, ate Thanksgiving in my grandma's house one year.
Oh, so, damn.
Pretty cool. So, yeah, co-MVP with Peyton Manning one year. The good Manning, not Eli. Not you, Eli, but the other Eli. So, yeah, I'm happy for that. So, yeah, good job for Steve McNair, Mississippi in general. Before we move on there, Eli, one more thing that caught me off guard that I did want to talk about for just no reason whatsoever. Okay, so it seems like there's this trend with this like popular fad that's been going on, in America that's about to come to an end, and it's about to be ended by your boy Donald J. Trump.
My boy, huh?
Your boy, yeah. So apparently this big trend of vaping. I don't know if you're a vapor or anything like that.
No, I'm not. No.
Okay, yeah. Well, anyway, he's thinking about banning it.
Yeah, because it's they're dangerous, I hear.
Well, and they kill like 6 people.
Yeah.
So now that's an epidemic. We're not gonna count all the billions cigarettes killed and all the millions alcohol killed, whatever like that. Vaping.
Mm-hmm.
That's the danger of going on right now. So yeah, so no more Instagram pics of hot chicks in hookah bars, smoking while listening to Cardi B in the background. None of that anymore. Trump's banning all that. So rest in peace, vaping. I don't know. That being said, can we move on to the actual podcast that is just bullshitting around?
Sure.
Okay, let's get back into character. All right, so let's begin with the number 1 box office movie of the week. Give it to me, Eli. What is it?
I heard it's It Again.
It is It Again. Okay, so It Chapter 2. This movie is huge, man. I mean, are these movies really that big? I feel like I'm living in some kind of bubble or something.
Yeah, they're huge, man.
Wow. Okay, so I guess
they're big. Yeah, man. Like the Lord of the Rings of horror movies, man.
It seems like it. The Two Towers, I guess, it's just epic. Oh, sidebar. Can I tell you the stuff I tweeted you about, but actually can talk to you about it now? It's a horror movie thing.
Oh, yeah, you said something, yeah.
Yeah, but I forgot. This was like a huge week in general for just pop culture. First off, 9/11 passed. We're not going to do Do You Remember Where You Were in 9/11 because we've done that for like the last 4 or 5 years, however long we've been doing this podcast. Tupac died on this weekend. Well, he's been dead, but there's like his anniversary or whatever. Scooby-Doo's 50th anniversary was also on the same day Tupac died.
I did not know that.
Yeah. So
I'll talk about Scooby-Doo. Shit.
I want to talk about Tupac. We'll find some way to combine those topics. And it was and it was Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
That was actually the main thing. Yeah, and all that stuff happened on Friday the 13th. Tupac's death, Scooby-Doo's 50th anniversary and Friday the 13th. Now, the reason I want to talk about that is because Friday the 13th, I went on Vudu and they had the special on Friday the 13th. Like, you can get the first 8 movies for $13.
Yeah, there was a deal.
Yeah, it was a deal. I mean, I wish I could have got the other one because it's more than 8 movies. I mean, I guess it stopped at Jason Takes Manhattan, but I don't get Jason Goes to Hell. I don't get Freddy vs. Jason, and I don't get the classic, the cinema classic, Jason X.
Oh yeah,
that's the one I want. Underrated classic. But the reason I want to talk to you about this, Eli, because like I said, I've never seen any of these Jason movies before. But I'm like, for 13, yeah, I've never seen any of them other than Jason X. Jason X was the only one I saw. So I never saw any of them. So I'm like 8 movies for $13.
Yeah, you are in a bubble, man.
I am in a bubble, man. If it's not in a comic book, I don't know what the fuck it is. They need to tell me the NFL scores in the comic book, and maybe I'll understand what the fuck's going on. And so I never watched the movie, so I decided to watch the movies, this weekend, and I got confused. I didn't watch the first one. I wanted to just skip ahead because I was looking at the list of which was supposed to be like the best one, and it was like the 5th one. So I just skipped to that one first.
Oh, really?
I was like, fuck. I just figured they were the same movie. He's just chopping up people. So I'm just like, okay, which movie is he chopping up people the most? And I get in there, it's like I'm confused as fuck. It's like a whole fucking storyline. I didn't know like Friday the 13th had like a mythos or a lore to it.
I guess it starts. I guess it doesn't. That doesn't really start till part 4, where they start where they have reoccurring characters.
Right.
Like Tommy Jarvis, the Tommy Jarvis character.
You're right.
Yeah.
He was one character in the 4th movie, then we're looking at him growing up, and then it's like making references to other movies, and I'm like, wait, what the fuck? This ain't Fast and the Furious. I'm supposed to know shit that's going into the Jason. It's a Jason movie.
And the funny thing in part 5 isn't Jason.
Okay, now you fucked me up. I watched the whole. I didn't know that till then.
Yeah, it was a guy copycatting Jason.
What the fuck? Okay.
Yeah.
Now I'm really confused.
Yeah. It's funny that you say that because I watched them. I watched most of them. I didn't watch part 8 because that one sucks, like really bad.
I heard that on the ranking list that was pretty low.
Yeah, that one sucks. Yeah, but I remember watching part 5 again and thinking, out of all the movies, that one has like an actual plot to it. It's a different one. I mean, you're dealing with Tommy Jarvis's trauma. Tommy Jarvis played, he was introduced in part 4. Corey Feldman, famously played him as a kid.
He was in the 80s. He was hot back then. So
yeah, he was a teen heartthrob back then, and he ends up killing Jason, so to speak. Part 4 was supposed to be the final chapter. Mm-hmm. That was supposed to be it. But these movies like the Fast and the Furious and the Lion King, they were making money, so they they called it. They did another one called it A New Beginning, Part 5, A New Beginning, Friday the 13th. This one we fought. Tommy Jarvis is older. He's dealing with trauma. He gets put into like this mental health halfway house for like unstable teenagers and shit. Okay. And you kind of watch him sort of, he's having nightmares. He's fucked up,
Okay, all this shit you're telling me, I watched the movie, didn't catch any of that stuff.
Yeah.
I think I was like halfway paying attention. I'm like, when did Jason go start killing people?
Yeah. And then, what stands out about that movie is like, all the kids who die, they all got like mental health issues.
So they're not really like assholes or anything like that.
No, that's what like you actually rewatching it this time, like, damn, these kids like don't deserve any of this. Whereas I just know because like the little black kid shows up, he sees his brother. His brother takes his shit, then gets killed like 5 minutes later. I'm like, okay, what's the point of that? Yeah, like, well, that is the point of the movies, is they just, people just die. But in this movie, all the people who die don't really deserve it. All the other Jason movies, it's all these stupid teenage rich kids going out to the woods, partying and fucking, and then they get killed. That's basically every Jason movie, except for part 5, where there are all these kids dealing with all these mental health issues. And, one of them like gets killed with an axe. He's probably got autism. I'm like, damn, that's fucked up,
Right.
One of them's got a stutter. He can't talk. He gets chopped in the face. It's like, you actually care about the characters in that one. Whereas the other movies, you just want to see them get killed and laugh.
Well, I mean, I got you. I guess a movie like Jason 5 in the woke era probably couldn't get made.
Oh, none of these movies could get made now.
Probably not nowadays, but yeah.
But yeah, and it's funny, like, I was like, damn, this one is, and it's that redneck lady, she's fucking hilarious, you know, about time, you fuckwad.
Yeah, cursing at her son the whole time. Yeah, I liked her.
Yeah, she's funny as fuck, and, you know, but like, it stands out, it's like, it breaks up the monotony of when you're watching a marathon, and it's like the first movie, kids go to the woods, get killed. Second movie, kids go to the woods and get killed. Third movie, kids go to the, it's every movie, that's what it is. Kids go to the woods to get killed, except for this one. This one, they're just kids trying to, like, you know, better themselves. They're at this mental health facility trying to, like, you know, deal with their problems and shit, you know.
Okay, I was wondering because they always, every list I saw made Friday 13th 5 like the Citizen Kane of Jason movies. I'm like,
well, okay. That one, it has the most kills in it.
Okay.
There's like I think the most people get killed in that one. But it isn't Jason who's killing. It's the father of one of the kids.
Don't tell me, because I completely forgot who the guy is. So I'm gonna watch it again.
Oh, you ain't gonna remember. I barely remember either. It's not like fucking, you know, not like Who Shot JR, like, oh my God. You're like, oh, really? Okay. So it's not Jason. It's just not Jason. You don't give a shit who it is. Okay. But it's funny, like Reggie the Reckless. Yeah, Dudley from Different Strokes. Yeah. That's who Reggie the Reckless is. And he goes and sees his brother. His brother goes into the outhouse and is taking a shit. And I gotta say, his woman who's out there, you know, ooh, babe, singing to him while he's on the shitter. Mm-hmm. Now she's got to be totally in love with him, or she's like ratchet as fuck to be singing a love song while he's taking a shit.
That's a deeper kind of love that we don't understand, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. Get you a woman like that. Yo.
Yeah, that will sing to you while you're taking a shit.
That's a keeper.
That is the one relationship advice we give on Comic Book Bullies. That be said. Number two, okay, is Hustlers.
Oh, the stripper movie. Yeah.
The stripper movie. Okay, but here's the thing. They're advertising as a stripper movie, but what I'm hearing is not really a stripper movie.
So J-Lo don't get naked?
That's what I'm hearing. No boobies. But they're saying it's more like a Wolf of Wall Street with strippers. If that makes any sense.
I suppose.
I guess. I don't know. That's what I'm hearing. They're saying the movie isn't what
they're saying it's a true story and shit or some shit like that.
Well, you know how it is. Based on true story is loose. You got to put quotations on based. You know, they're saying there was some kind of Wall Street Journal article or something, and they based the whole movie around that article. Oh, okay. Yeah, and it just said.
I way too much. I know way too much about this movie than I.
Okay, all you need to know is Cardi B's in it. That's all. Okay, number 3, Angel Has Fallen. What the fuck, man? This movie won't go away.
Okay. Yeah, because it's got Morgan Freeman as the president. And people are like trying to fantasize right now.
I guess the good old days. Number 4, Good Boys, still hanging in there.
Yeah.
Yep. Number 5, Lion King. Okay.
Damn.
Let's find out what the fuck's going on with Lion King. I'm hearing big things that's happening with Lion King right now. Okay.
The shittiest movie ever made, but everyone still pays to see it.
The movie right now is at 1.6 million. It is currently the 7th highest grossing movie of all time. Yeah. This is what you fuckers did. You made Lion King this much money. Anyway, Fast and the Furious presents Hobbs and Shaw, number 6. Did we talk anything about Fast and Furious last week? Because if not, I want to talk about it this week. Something very brief. Okay. Now, the movie right now, Hobbs and Shaw, is at $740 million. So people saying that it's a flop and they're going to do money, Tyrese, no, it's made its money back. But an interesting fact that I'm looking at right now, so domestically, it did $168 million. And that's nothing. That's chump change. However, overseas, like we were talking about in China, stuff like that, it's made over $500 million. It made over $500 million just overseas. So that's kind of like the appeal of these fast. If you want to know why these Fast and Furious movies keep getting made, even though you never see them and you probably checked out after the first movie, this is why they're popular overseas. They make them overseas. That's why most of the movies don't get filmed in America. Most of the settings are like in China or Samoa or written or whatever the fuck,
Mm-hmm.
So that's the thing. That's why these movies are popular, because as long as these movies are popular overseas, they're gonna crank them out. You don't have to watch them. It doesn't matter. So, what we got? Number 7, The Overcomer. Don't know what the fuck that is. Number 8.
Yeah, we still don't know what that is, huh?
Did you tell me?
No, we don't. We don't know.
Oh, okay. I thought, because I feel bad for a second. Like, man, I told you this like the last 3 weeks, and you still forget.
I was like, yeah, what is that movie? And it keeps like, we don't know, and we think it's going to go away.
It's not a Disney movie.
Yeah.
So, number 8, The Goldfinch, the new one. I don't know what the fuck that is.
Oh yeah.
Your movie, Peanut Butter Jelly Time. Peanut Butter Falcon. That movie.
That's cool. Yeah.
And number 10, Dora and the City of Gold, which I think is a flop. I think that movie is a flop. Oh yeah, it's a flop. Definitely is. Okay. No one gives a shit about Dora. I guess you make the movie for kids, but you can't really make the movie for kids because the Dora is like old as shit in that movie.
Yeah, I don't know why. What's the purpose of that?
Yeah, it's like, who are you making this movie for? Like, that's the thing. When you make a movie for everybody, sometimes you make a movie for nobody.
Well, yeah, it's like the only people who would give a shit about Dora would be kids,
right?
And
you can say that, but how long has Dora been around? I mean, has Dora been around like 20 years or some shit?
A while. Well, my kid liked it, likes Dora. So
would they get nostalgia to go back to watch these movies?
He actually did go and see it.
Okay. And that's one thing I'm starting to notice, that nostalgia shit don't work. There's another movie, Power Rangers. People thought that people were going to go see Power Rangers because, okay, Power Rangers been around for 20, 30 years, stuff like that. We're going to get, now that people are grown and adults, they're going to go back and see the movie. Didn't happen. Nobody gave a shit.
How did Detective Pikachu do?
Oh, I think that's like the highest grossing video game movie of all time.
Oh. Well, it depends what it is, because I don't know. Because, like, nostalgia, right now, the 80s are big right now. I guess we're just in that era.
Well, see, the thing is, with Detective Pikachu, that's different, because even though it's technically not nostalgia, even though Pokemon been around for a while, these little kids love Pokemon. Like, Pokemon is still grabbing in new audiences, where Power Rangers is kind of, came and went. And probably the same thing with Dora Explorer probably came and went. I don't know if they're still making Dora or not. I don't know, but maybe they're not. But with Pikachu, yeah, this is amazing, because like I said, my nephew loves Pikachu. As a matter of fact, I actually saw it. The movie's actually pretty good. It's actually pretty good. And that's the thing, like, if you want to, we can go ahead and put the stamp on it. It's probably I wouldn't even say probably, it's the best video game movie ever made.
Okay.
Yeah, hands down, because it's not like Prince of Persia where it's kind of just adequate, just doesn't piss people off. And
Super Mario or whatever.
Super Mario. And please, everybody quit saying Mortal Kombat was a good movie. That movie fucking sucked. It was bad. You could say it was entertainingly bad, but it was still bad. That being said, I think we're done with the movie part. Can we move on to the next part of the podcast?
Sure.
Okay, this is the part I want to talk about. So, what other stuff I want to talk about too? Let's talk about your boy James Gunn.
My boy, okay.
Yeah.
My boys.
You defended him, so. So James Gunn actually made an announcement on his Instagram and Facebook and Twitter page a couple days ago. Actually listing the entire cast of his new movie, The Suicide Squad. That's what it's going to be called. Not Suicide Squad 2. Not, Suicide Squad 2.0. It's The Suicide Squad going to name the movie. And I'm going to name off some of the characters, actors. I'm not going to name off everybody, just kind of the main highlights. John Cena, Jai Courtney, who was Captain Boomerang. Nathan Fillion is coming back. Well, actually not coming back. He's never been in these movies before, but, we know who he is. Joel Kinnaman, who was Major Flag, Colonel Flags, whatever. Who else? Sean Gunn. Of course, he's going to be in it. Taika Waititi. Don't know who he's playing, but he's in it. Alice Braga. That's a weird choice, but she's in it. Peter Capaldi. Okay. The Doctor is in this movie. You can't say Doctor Who, because you say Doctor Who, that means you're a filthy casual. You got to say the Doctor. Viola Davis, Amanda Waller. Okay. Idris Elba, not Deadshot. Don't know who he's playing, but I guess we'll wait and see. Some rumors going around saying he's Deathstroke. Margot Robbie, back as Harley Quinn. Michael Rooker is in the movie. They killed him off in Marvel, so why not? And the most interesting casting choice to me was Pete Davidson. So I'm like, we live in a world now where Pete Davidson is in a superhero movie. Like, okay. And the weird thing about that is that because Pete Davidson is on Saturday Night Live, sort of, kind of, but he's on there. Funny dude, but just like every other talented comedian on Saturday Night Live, he's got a drug problem. So hopefully,
he looks like it.
Yeah, you looking at him and tell like maybe he's on his meds, off his meds, like that. So I'm interested to see what superhero character he's gonna play in this movie. You know the funny thing about Pete Davidson? I think he'd actually make a really good Joker.
Oh, really?
I think he would. I think if somebody would have cast him as Joker, I think he'd kill it as the role. I mean, he looks manic, looks like, is insane, and, like he would do some crazy shit, so I can see it. I mean, maybe not better than, what's his face? Joaquin Phoenix, but I think he can do a good job. But noticeable casting that's not going to be in the movie. Katana's gone. Katana, she got my back, so she's not going to be moving. Killer Croc isn't back. And interesting casting that everybody has up in arms is Jared Leto's not back.
Yeah.
And so he's gone, which, in my opinion, good riddance. I think he fucked up the movie last time with all the weird shit he was doing last time. And then on top of that, the funny thing about that movie, no matter what you think about that movie, we're going to put that aside. But if you cut all of the Joker's parts from that movie, it changes nothing. The movie plays out the exact same way. He was actually not even needed in the movie. He was only put in the marketing and posters and trailer for one reason, for marketing purposes, for promotion purposes, to put butts in the seats. But he really wasn't needed.
No, that's it.
And it worked. I mean, like I said, the movie made enough money to make a sort of semi-sequel / reboot / retcon, whatever the fuck this is, And it probably convinced.
It won an Oscar.
It did. Oscar-winning Suicide Squad. And this movie, and then honestly, I actually probably credit or blame this movie, whichever way you decide to finish you want to look at it, for probably greenlighting the solo Joker movie. Because people wanted to see Suicide Squad for the Joker. Doesn't matter if it's a shitty version of Joker, still the Joker. So if you're doing all that, just make a Joker movie. Instead of paying Will Smith $20 million and all these other people $20 million, just make a cheap ass Joker movie, sit back, rake the money. That movie's gonna be like budget like $50 million. They're gonna make that opening weekend.
Yeah.
That's the reason DC is winning right now. They're not pouring, $500 million into the budget like Marvel is doing with the Endgame and shit like that. Nah, $50 million for a movie and make probably half of what Endgame made. Not Endgame. That movie made a shitload of money. Anyway, a typical Marvel movie. Ant-Man. Probably make Ant-Man money.
Yeah.
They make money hands over fist. And so, yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. So, the Suicide Squad, either a reboot or not a reboot. We don't know what the fuck's gonna happen. Like I said, it's counting down till next month when we actually talk about another DC movie that's kind of got everybody off a storm. Until then,
are you gonna see it?
Yeah, of course I'm gonna see it. It's kind of like our job, isn't it?
And I gotta go see
it. Yeah. Yes, you have to go see it. You gotta go see it because even if the movie is bad, Eli, I want to hear you shit on it. It's kind of like worth the price of admission alone, So everybody don't know what we're talking about. We're talking about the Joker, so we'll see what happens from there. So moving past that, let's talk about the next one. So Eli, this is going to be an interesting topic, and this is an interesting topic on several fronts because one thing I don't like to do on this show, or typically in outright geekery website at all. Ryan doesn't like to do this either. Rumors. We hate rumors. We like to talk about facts. We like to talk about, actual sources. We don't like to talk about speculation because anybody can pull anything out their ass and make it a clickbait.
We'll just call this predictions.
I don't even like that word. Because most of these predictions aren't even close to being predictable. First off, we're talking about Magneto.
Yeah, what are we talking about? Oh, Magneto.
Yeah, what were you talking about?
I don't know what you were going. You said the rumor. I'm like, okay, do tell.
Okay. I'm just going off on a rant. But basically, yeah, we're talking about Magneto. We're talking about the X-Men. We're talking about the MCU. And we're talking about WeGotCovered.com. That bullshit-ass website that just says any fucking thing, pulls out their ass with no source whatsoever, and for some reason, anything they put goes viral.
Yeah.
Like, nobody just looks at their website just go like, oh, that's bullshit, I'm not going to share that. No, they'll share it. And people will get extremely hot about it. They'll get triggered. They'll start arguments about some shit that's not even true and talk about it for the whole week. They'll put some more clickbait bullshit out and we start the whole trend over and over again. I'm like, please, people, stop getting triggered so easily. And the thing this week is that they got triggered over. Actually, a few things, but one thing we're going to talk about is Magneto, because they're saying they're going to make Magneto black in the X-Men movie. And I know we talked about this on Facebook and social media, and we've talked about it before. And honestly, Eli, the way I care about it, I really don't care what they do with Magneto. Make him Asian, make him native for all I care. Do whatever the fuck you want to. At the end of the day, you still got to make a good movie.
Yeah.
So you want to change some stuff and make it different? Hey, knock stuff out. I don't care. You're not doing it for my benefit. I'm not going to go, oh, they made Magneto black. I got to go see this movie. No, I'm not like that. If I go see it, I go see it. Just like Falcon. I'm not super excited for a Falcon TV show. Like, whatever it is, if it's good, cool. So that's my whole thing about this Magneto thing. You can make it whatever color you want to. But at the same time, and I heard you talk about this also, Eli, but the thing is with Magneto, something has to be addressed. Because we understand that he is Jewish, his ethnicity and his race and his nationality is actually a major part of his characterization about his motivation about why he does what he does. Mm-hmm. So, but the thing is that the Holocaust was almost damn near 100 years ago. So how are we going to have a 90-year-old Magneto at the most fighting the X-Men? How can we get away with that? Like, how would they address that?
He's a mutant, and they age differently.
Oh, we're going to go with that? You don't think that's kind of lazy writing if they went that route?
Yeah, but it'll work, and it's Marvel. No one will give a fuck.
I guess just say he.
Come on, slow. Like we bought all that time travel bullshit in Endgame.
So you don't think maybe they should update it to make it relevant to whatever genocide is going on? That's a little bit early?
They can, but I don't think they will. Yeah, they could choose from any of the number of Holocausts that still happen on this planet to this very day.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think they will, because it's Disney. They're fluffy. They like it nice and breezy and shit.
I mean, still having a villain that survived the Nazi death camp isn't all breezy either.
Yeah, but you had the fucking that ties into that can tie right into they can have a Red Skull appearance if they do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I seriously doubt that they're gonna go into let's make him Asian and he was in the Vietnam War or the Killing Fields and Pol Pot or whatever. You know what I mean? He could be Asian, or he could be African and survive Rwanda or something like that, or any of those ethnic cleansing. I mean, geez, that's how they do is ethnic cleanse each other over there. What the fuck, man?
Yeah, it's
or like the what were they called? The shit in Albania, or you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Or yeah,
or make him if they still want to make him. They say he's got to be Jewish. They say no, whatever happens, he's got to be Jewish. Okay, make him Israel or something. Have him in Pakistan or something like that, in one of those wars, something like that. And he's like, okay, never again.
Yeah,
Because they saying, oh, he's got to be. You can't have a black Jewish. Yeah, you can. There are black Jews around. And I'm not just talking about Sammy Davis Jr. either. Or Drake or some shit like that. Like I said, that's what I was thinking, if they did decide to go that route, keep Magneto like a black Jew. And I'm like, oh, damn. They can make him a Hebrew Israelite.
Yeah.
But like you said, it's Marvel. They're not going to go that route.
Yeah. Now, and if they're just going to make him black and just, he was, whatever. He grew up in the hood and all that shit, then that's going to suck.
I could kind of see it. I mean, we're talking about civil rights like that. He grew up in Alabama or Mississippi or some shit,
Yeah.
Some rednecks killed his whole family or something.
Something, yeah. Something. But that feels lazy to me, too.
Well, okay, I agree with you. That's the thing, the Nazi death camps with the Holocaust, that kind of holds up. So, I mean, maybe they can do time travel or age of slow. You know what they actually did in the comics? Because this same problem came in the comics also, and nobody ever realized how the comics handled it. So
I'm sure it's time travel of some sort.
It's so much worse. It's so much worse.
Astral plane? I don't know.
Even worse than that. Okay, so around in the 80s, they started to realize that Magneto, even that Nazi death camp, he was getting a little bit too old to be a formidable foe for the X-Men. So what happened was some all-powerful mutant came out of nowhere that was pissed off Magneto, turned into a baby. Boom.
Oh.
Yeah. So he was adopted by Moira McTaggart, who like raised them and fed them and shit like that, and somehow he got like some kind of growth hormone, something like that, and grew. But he didn't grow back to what he was before. You're like 80 years old and shit like that. No, he was like in his 20s or 30s, some shit like that. So he grew up to be that. So that's why he's still like, you know, with an 8-pack and abs and a jawline, you know, even though he's like in his 90s or some shit like that, because they turned him to a baby and they slowly aged him up. You know, so he's like the same age as Quicksilver, even though Quicksilver hates him and calls him dad or shit like that. So that's how the comics explain it. Marvel's not going to do that. I know they're not going to go that route.
Or he was in space and he ages differently in space or some shit.
Some shit. It's whatever. Yeah. And then he was pissed off Morgan McTaggart for fucking with his mind. He tried to throw her into space and choke. Magneto's a fucking asshole. That's all you need to know. But they're not going to turn him to a baby and make him grow back up. And I don't know. Maybe they will just hand wave it and just say, he aged slower, he took some drugs, whatever like that.
That's mutants, the
thing. Yeah, and that's the thing about it, because, you know, Marvel has that sliding timeline where pretty much anything they do in the Marvel universe, they can go around it. Like they did it with Punisher, you know, with the Vietnam War. Oh, we're just going to change this. Because now in the comics, they changed. And I talked about this last week when we did that Marvel Comics history thing, that the Vietnam War and the Korean War and all those wars over there, Marvel has changed it to just one war. Some bullshit war they made up called the Siet Cong War, the Siet Non War, some shit like that. And basically they can place that time anytime they feel like it. And anybody that fought in any of those wars just say they fought, that's how they met. So Reed Richards and Thing, they met, you know, the original comic and the original Stan Lee version, they met in the Korean War. So they changed it, you know, because they'd make them like 100 years old, some shit like that. So they changed it to the Siet Non War, which probably took place like 5 years ago. Punisher fought in that war. James Rhodes was in that war. Anybody that was, you know, was a war vet was in that war. You know, Mandarin was in that war. You know, they could just, it's convenient. They can just slide it wherever they want to go. Or they could just have it where Magneto he is a mutant, you know, change the genocide to maybe something fictional. Now, I know they may not hold as much weight. You know, like I said, in the comics, they did that with Genosha. You know, he made his own island in Africa, mutant utopia, wouldn't fuck with anybody, and they got decimated, and everybody was mass murdered by some, you know, giant robots. You know, maybe they didn't hold as much weight as a Nazi death camp, but, you know, you can still say, hey, never again, I'm not going to do this shit again, you know. So,
yeah.
I don't know. It's complicated. Anyway, like I said, it's all bullshit. They're probably not going to do anything. Maybe they're probably going to still be some old dude, you know, and this will be a moot point. And next week, they'll have somebody else race change to black. We got covered, and then we'll be on that shit. You know? I think the week before that they said Rihanna was going to be Poison Ivy. We got pissed off that shit. You know, week before that, Michael B. Jordan was Superman.
Yeah, you know. Half the internet's like, yes, we're woke, and you know, and then the other half is like, oh, I'm so pissed off. Well, see, there's no more racism now because there's a black Superman.
Even though none of this shit is happening. That's the thing. We're getting pissed off at this shit that's not even happening.
Yeah.
That's the shit that gets me triggered. And like we need to like do more fact checking on these sites. Like stop getting triggered and just stop sharing just bullshit that just comes out all the time. Now, with Marvel like comes out or Kevin Feige, you know, walks on stage with Denzel Washington says, yes, we're gonna get the guy that played Malcolm X to play Magneto, then we can get outraged. But until then, don't. Oh, and another thing, can we please stop giving Stan Lee credit for the Malcolm X and Martin Luther King, you know, analogy with Magneto and Professor X? Because he didn't do that shit.
Is that Claremont?
Claremont did that shit. Chris Claremont did that shit. And that's the thing, like, there's too many people that's not in the comic books and just jumped on this train that think that Stan Lee did everything. Like, he just sat in his mom's basement and just cranked out the Marvel Universe with a Sharpie and a ruler. You know, with no help whatsoever. Like, no, he didn't do all this shit. He may have got the ball rolling, but it's a lot of other people that did more effective shit with this. When you talk about the X-Men, this is Claremont's baby. He's the one that took off with this shit. All these classic stories, all these classic characters, that's him. You know, he's the one that made the Martin Luther King and Magneto, Malcolm X, you know, connection. And that's why a lot of people, and I think that's why this, you know, Black Magneto caught on, just because, okay, yeah, he is technically Malcolm X in the comics, you know, so do that in the movies, and I'm like, I don't know. A little bit too far-fetched, but hey, whatever. Let me say, can we move on past that?
Sure.
Oh, more outrage. Yeah, one more thing I want to talk about. Then we move on to the next part. Black Batman.
Oh yeah.
We talk about that way too much on this show, but now it's all of a sudden it's a big deal now because they're saying. And this is another thing about this fake outrage we need to start getting on, because let's say honestly, I believe that more than I believe Black Magneto. But the thing about the Black Batman, at the end of the day, what difference does it make? Because here's what's going to happen. It's going to be exactly like they did with James Gordon. He was Batman for a year, and he changed him back. And nobody remembers he was Batman. That's what's going to do with Black Batman. He's going to be Black Batman for like 6 months. Black Man, or whatever you want to call it. But for 6 months to a year, if that, Bruce Wayne's going to come back. It's going to be changed. Nobody will ever be, he'll never be mentioned again. He may be a Robin, or maybe get his own costume, Black Heart or Bat Heart or some shit like that. But other than that, he'll never be mentioned again. Or maybe he got killed off, one or the other. You know, because that's how this always goes. And it's not just with Batman, with pretty much every character. A character, they'll do some kind of quick, promotional marketing shakeup. Oh, the all new, all different, blah, blah, blah. They do it. It don't sell, or it does sell for a little while. Sales slip, they change it back. This has been going on comics since like the last 50 years. But yet people still get triggered over this shit.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm saying, like, people get mad, oh, it's false representation and it's not real representation. You're just making all the characters black. It don't really matter. When they made all the characters, when they changed Batman to Jean-Paul Valley, and Dick Grayson, you didn't care then. Why do you get triggered when it's a black one? Why should it make a difference? Either way, it shouldn't make a difference.
Don't say the R word, dude. That defends them.
I'm not gonna say it just because you told. Because if you didn't tell me to Eli, I would have known not to say that. So yeah, and that's the thing about it. So make Batman whatever the fuck you want to. It don't matter. At the end of the day, Bruce Wayne can be back Batman again, and we'll forget that it ever happened because nobody even remembers James Gordon was Bruce Wayne. I mean, was Batman.
Yeah, I totally forgot until you just said it.
Yeah, it was a thing. He had the RoboCop bunny ears and shit like that. Yeah, nobody remembers.
He had the fucking mech suit and shit.
Yeah. And then people was getting triggered over that shit. I was like, why are you getting mad? It's gonna get changed back.
Yeah.
So who cares? Make Black Superman, make a Val Zod or the one from Earth 23 or whatever like that. Make him the Superman. Make Supergirl the real Superman for like 6 months to a year like that. Make her it don't matter. You're gonna get changed back. Superman was fucking killed. They brought him back. So if that happens, none of this shit's gonna change. So
yeah.
I don't know. I'm ranting. Let's move on to the next part of the podcast. Let's move on to the video game section. And I don't think I have anything for the video game section. I think I'm gonna make up some shit for the video game section. Let's make up some shit. Yeah. What can we talk about? GameStop. They lost $500 million.
Oh, they're gonna shut down, or
they're gonna shut down like 200 stores, something like that. Fuck them. I know I should feel bad about people losing their jobs, but it's GameStop. They'll find something better. Trust me. You can't do worse.
Weren't they supposed to start selling comics?
Like that's gonna help. That's probably what they went out and get a business. What it was? It's like AOL and the other company that went into business together. Like that's not helping each other, guys. You're still gonna go under. And so, what other part we got? Oh yeah, that Dave Chappelle joke he made about LeBron James. Somebody did that in NBA 2K.
Oh really?
Yeah. So somebody modded the game because they had the WNBA. That's one of the new features in NBA 2K. The WNBA is in there. So they mod the game, changed LeBron James' gender into a woman, and put him in the game. And then it showed the video online. And he scored like 100 points.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like, I don't know. That's weird. Some shit shouldn't be done. But anyway, I got nothing for that. Let's just move on to the next part of the podcast. Let's actually get right into it. Let's talk about the actual comic books we talked about at the Comic Book Bullies, because I know you read a bunch of shit. I read some shit. I guess we could just jump right into it.
Okay.
Okay, so how are we going to do this with the Powers of 10 number 4?
Sure, you go for it.
Okay, let's do it. Like the Powers of 10 number 4, so let's go for it. I'm trying to remember exactly what happened in this book. Oh, yeah. Okay, so the book starts off with Professor X and Magneto going to Mr. Sinister's, base, whatever like that. Because Mr. Sinister got this, he's this DNA thing, whatever like that, where he clones himself over and over and over and over again. So they run one of his clones. He said Mr. Sinister not here. Magneto chokes the shit out of him, throws him against the window. He's like, no, take me to Mr. Sinister. He takes me to Mr. Sinister. And all the clones seem to love Magneto's cape. So when they actually take him to Mr. Sinister, he's like, oh, I love the cape. It's fabulous. Where'd you get the cape from? And that's the thing about the way Jonathan Hickman writes Mr. Sinister. We'll come back to it later on. So Professor X makes a proposition for him. He was like, I tell you what, I already know about your underground thing where you're making the DNA samples of every single person on Earth. How do you know that? Oh, we have our ways of finding out. But you know what? I'm going to let you keep doing that because I don't really care what you're doing. I want to make a proposition for you. I'm going to give you some of the mutants' DNA clones that we have in exchange that all the mutant DNA clones you have, you give them back to me. That way I can basically clone mutants the way I want to. He was like, first off, why would I want to do anything with mutants? I hate mutants. I tried to clone a mutant of myself one time, and that shit didn't work out. So, no, I want no parts of it. As soon as he says that, boom, he gets shot in the head. When he gets shot in the head, the real Mr. Sinister shows up, the one with the weird-ass cape and shit like that. He was like, oh, yeah, I'm here. And they're like, oh, Magneto, I love your cape. It's fabulous. You know, and he's even more flamboyant than the last one was. So he was like, yeah, I want to be a mutant, but guess what? You want to know what mutant I came from? He's like, nah, I don't care. So they help each other out. And Professor X said, oh, yeah, before I leave, yeah, I'm going to make sure that you don't remember anything that happened here. Mind wipes them and they walk out the door. So fast forward, I guess, 10 years. And Professor X brings Cypher to Krakoa, and they're basically showing how Cypher created the language for Krakoa, and Krakoa tells him the story about how he used to be two islands. No, he used to be one island, but it became two islands because Apocalypse tried to take over the island or some shit with the Four Horsemen, and then the Four Horsemen are going to come back. Some shit. And then, okay, fast forward 1,000 years, that other weird shit. Felix show up, they eat a robot. The mutant human things want to feed themselves to the Felix, but the Felix don't eat humans. And they trying to figure out a way to... I don't remember none of that shit. Look, I don't know what the fuck's going on in this book, man. The first two parts of it, I get it. But when they get to that year 1,000 shit, it's so fucking confusing. Hickman doesn't explain anything. It's just all over the place. Blue people all over the place.
Weren't they trying to become part of that? The phallic or whatever.
Yeah, the phallic, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, they're still trying to do that, but the phallic.
They're trying to upload. They're trying to upload their conscious or their. Yeah.
Yeah, from what I remember is that the phallic doesn't upload like people or humans or anything like that. It only uploads
it's their
robots.
Consciousness.
Yeah, so what they're trying to do is upload their consciousness into the robots to trick the phallic into taking them.
Oh, that's what they're doing.
I think. I think that's what they're doing. I don't know for sure. Next year might come out. I might completely confused on this shit, but I think that's what they're trying to do. But overall, yeah, this is not the first time Hickman has written Mr. Sinister as what's the correct word? Politically correct word. Effeminate or flamboyant, however you want to call it. Because he wrote him the same exact way in Secret Wars. So like, oh, I didn't want to be boss. It's so trashy. It's so unbecoming, you know. So you can tell he's got that C-3PO vibe to him. If that makes any sense, you know. It's so yeah. I don't know. It's like,
it's. I don't know. When I think of a pussy when C-3PO.
Oh, I'm trying not to say that. That's the thing. I'm trying to find every other word but that.
But when I think of C-3PO, I'm like, oh my god, oh shoo, oh no, you know, just somebody whining and bitching all the time.
Okay, can we say it? Fuck this. Nobody listen to this show anyway. Look, C-3PO is gay.
Yeah,
he's a gay robot. Let's just say that he is. That's how they always portray him on the Star Wars show, and they portraying Mr. Sinister the same way. Not the same Mr. Sinister, you know, into it with his other clone. Like he's got a clone boyfriend, anything like that. But he's coming off effeminate. He's coming off flamboyant. It's making him think like, oh, is Mr. Sinister gay? You know, I don't know. It's.
But is he like? But he's the villain though. See, I'm not scared of C-3PO.
Right, but I'm not scared of Sinister either when he starts, you know, talking like that. You know, but I can see it. You know, he's got the thigh-high boots and shit like that. And I'm like, damn, is Mr. Sinister gay? Like. Maybe he is, but like I said, he's clone. It probably doesn't even matter anyway. So, because he can just asexually clone himself anyway. So, I don't know. But yeah, C-3PO is definitely gay. That's how George Lucas broke him back then. Can you get me Mr. 70s? What other stereotype could they base him off of?
I guess he was supposed to be just a butler, but he just comes across as like neurotic and oh my god, you know.
That's how I always assumed C-3PO was. So yeah, it's just anybody haven't seen Star Wars, go back and watch it and put that mind frame in the C-3PO as him being flamboyant and effeminate, and
now,
then you look at it completely different.
Okay, I'm gonna go deep.
Okay.
Now here we go for you comic books, yo.
All right.
I'm gonna go deep. Cherry Pop-Tart.
What the hell is that?
Okay, Sam, that's how deep we are. Leroy don't even know what Cherry Pop-Tart is.
Is that like some sex shit or something? Like, what the fuck is that?
It's like a porn comic. They look like Archie comics. It's like almost like a parody of Archie comics, but it's Cherry Pop-Tart. She was just this blonde bimbo that just had sex all the time. It was a straight up porno comic, and they did parodies of like all kinds of shit. They did a Star Wars parody.
Okay.
And they changed their names, but they had a version of R2D2 and C3PO, but that showed R2D2 fucking C3PO.
Wow.
Yeah. And like he's
so
like,
R2D2 was the butch in the relationship.
Yeah, he's like, R2.
What the
and he was
fuck,
all
man?
bent. He was all bent over and shit. It was hilarious. I mean, this was a long time ago. I'm sure it don't fly now, but
yeah, I'm sure this is when the Comics Code never heard of this book.
Oh no, yeah, it wasn't code approved, I'm sure.
Okay.
But I had a bunch. I had the Cherry in 3D. I had the 3D one, and they did like I said, parodies of horror movies. There was a parody of The Godfather, and there was, and it was all just this chick. She just had sex all the time. It was a porn.
Just different parodies and stuff like that.
But they looked like Archie comics, like the old school Archie comics. That's how they were drawn.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, that sounds disturbing on so many levels. But like I said, I knew if I spoke in existence, it's Rule 34. If you speak in existence, there's a porn version of it somewhere.
Well, yeah. Hey, we used to make fun of C-3PO for being gay.
But you can't do that nowadays.
Can't make fun of him no more.
You can't. And that's the thing I wonder, like, will C-3PO, like, acknowledge his sexuality in the movie or something like that? Because now you can't make fun of it like you used to.
Well, he's a fucking robot. I don't think he has... well, at least in that universe, I don't think
Vision
he has
is banging Elizabeth Olsen. You can do anything in these movies nowadays.
Yeah, but I think his function, I don't think he has a sexual function. So he's asexual.
Does.
Maybe, maybe his
don't
arms...
ask, don't tell.
Maybe his arms can transform. Maybe his red arm transforms into something. Yeah.
They just selling sex bots just around it. Okay, look, as deep as you are in Star Wars, I know they have sex bots in those books somewhere.
I'm maybe, I don't know. I can't recall off the top of my head of any
like pleasure droids or anything like
pleasure
that.
Droids or
they
something.
Gotta
like
have something like that.
I'm sure, but I Google it, man.
I'm scared to.
Sex droid. Should I Google it? Fuck.
Don't Google it. You're gonna fuck around and catch a virus on your computer.
Yeah.
That's our tech tip of the day. Oh yeah. This book I'm gonna give it a 3. The House of X books are good. The Powers of X books, when it gets to the 1,000, it's too fucking confused. I'm like, what the hell, man? So yeah, just give me.
Oh shit. Sex droid Wikipedia. It popped up.
So they do have them. What do they look like?
I'm waiting for it to load it. What does it look like?
I'm curious now.
Just like Cardi B, yo. Oh, so it's mentioned in a book called Planet of Twilight. So this is canon, I guess, or maybe old canon. Sex droids were a type of droid that was presumably used for recreational sexual activity.
You know what's so fucked up that I just knew somebody wrote that in a Star Wars canon somewhere?
Planet of Twilight. What is that? It's an old Barbara, and there's a woman who wrote it, Barbara Hamley. I think she wrote the courtship of Leia. I think that was that, where Han and Leia had got married and had the twins or whatever. I think that might have been her.
Wow.
So 97. This is of course it's the old legends. It's no longer canon, but
right before Disney, yeah.
Yeah.
I knew it. I knew it exists. Rule 34 will never steer you wrong.
There's no pictures though.
What the hell? I want to see what they look like. This.
Should I just Google images?
Don't do it. Don't do it because you're gonna be. I'm not buying you a new computer.
I don't know. Han Solo movie to introduce. Oh, that's just talking about what was that K2? What was that droid in the Solo movie? That fucking what's his name?
Oh yeah, no, that was the girl robot. The girl robot.
Yeah, that might have was banging Lando or whatever.
Yeah, I can't remember her name, whatever like
K2
that.
or something? Was it K2 something? I can't remember.
Probably something, but yeah. Yeah, that flew right overhead. Your Lando was banging a robot.
L3 or something.
Yeah,
K2 was Rogue One, wasn't it?
Yeah, but that's the thing. Lando was banging a robot. So if Lando was banging a robot, obviously they had pleasure droids in the Star Wars universe somewhere.
Yeah,
and that
droid didn't want to commit.
Right, like the robot wanted to commit, the Lando didn't, because or Lando did, the robot didn't.
Remember, it was vice versa. The robot was like, "Yeah, we got a complicated relationship."
Such a weird movie. That's another thing. They made outrage over that one. Oh, Lando was pansexual. Let's boycott. Like, calm down. He's just fucking a robot. Like, you're making a big deal out of nothing.
Yeah. Chicks do it all the time.
Right. Oh, okay. I think we've gone too far with this topic. I think we might have struck a nerve somewhere. Okay. Yeah, so I'm gonna get this book a 3 out of 5. Too weird. Give me back House of X. Hickman. Yeah, that's the thing. Hickman had a good run with these books, and then you come back with the weird shit again. So I don't know. So I'll let you go.
Well, since we're talking about Star Wars.
Oh shit.
I'll do this Age of Resistance Supreme Leader Snoke one shot. This is all right. Art's really cool as usual because it's a Star Wars book, and they just the art's awesome. But this is just basically Snoke, Supreme Leader Snoke, taking Kylo Ren on like a training exercise. They go to Dagobah. They take, Kylo Ren goes down to that cave that Luke went into where he had that vision of Vader, as himself as Vader in Empire Strikes Back, clarifying that for Comic Cast since they don't know what movie that was. So, because Snoke doubts Kylo Ren's dedication to the dark side, he's like, you must kill all the light within yourself. So Kylo Ren goes down in this cave where he sees all these visions. He sees Luke. He has a fight with Luke and kills Luke. Then he sees his parents, and they're like begging him, don't, you're Ben, please stop. Don't do this. There's good in you and all that shit, and fucking Kylo Ren just ignites his lightsaber and goes, oh, and starts screaming. And then it cuts to Snoke outside. He's like outside, waiting outside the cave, and he can hear, Kylo Ren down in the cave, like fucking shit up, like, swinging his lightsaber and all shit's exploding and shit, and Snoke is like, good, yes, good, let the hate flow and all that shit. And then the whole cave just like blows up, and it's like, oh man, your rage has made you powerful and shit, And basically says, yeah, you won't need another apprentice. But it turns out Kylo Ren didn't kill his parents in the vision, that he just struck the cave and threw a tantrum and cut down trees and rocks and shit, that he didn't kill them.
Right, because it's showing you what you could become. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's basically, and I don't know how to feel about this, because this is what I'm on the fence for. Now, people don't know, I like The Last Jedi. I enjoyed it. As a movie on its own, I think it's great. But when you put it into the rest of the saga, it does fall a little flat. Mm-hmm. And I think my issue is the villains in this new saga, mm-hmm. they're just not strong villains. You know what I mean?
Right.
I can't get behind Kylo Ren as the main villain of this new series. He keeps flip-flopping back and forth. They keep teasing this maybe love story with him and Rey and all that shit.
And trying to make him this complicated villain, but how you gonna be a complicated villain when you kill Han Solo?
Yeah, I was like, he can't be redeemed.
Right.
He's an asshole. I've been like, fuck this kid ever since he killed Han Solo.
And try to kill his mother.
And try to kill us. So they keep saying, "Oh, there's good in him," and Ray's thinking he's gonna turn back from, turn good and all that shit. I'm like, no, man. And if they do that, then it's just a weak villain. That's the thing is, they don't have that cool villain. Like Vader was the cool villain in the original trilogy.
Mm-hmm. But at the same time, I don't think they were trying to make Kylo Ren cool. I think they were trying to make him a fanboy.
Yeah, and it just ain't working. And that's the thing with the prequels. Did the same shit. They kept introducing these cool villains, and they kill, like Darth Maul, dead in the first movie. Then they bring, Count Dooku. He dies in the second or the third. Anakin kills him in the beginning of the third movie.
Right, chops his hand off, and then
Grievous doesn't do shit. It's like they keep introducing villains, but they don't do anything with them, and that's what I feel like they're doing here. And then and just reading this, I'm like, are they just trying to like? Maybe Kylo Ren isn't all bad, maybe he can be redeemed and all that shit, but then that's just a weak villain, and they already killed Snoke, so. But
Snoke didn't even do shit. Like, you can't say he was a cool villain because he just sat in his chair like Hugh Hefner all day.
Yeah, he didn't really do anything. And so, and here it's just not, there's nothing in this book that's really showing us who he is or what he can do. He's just another Palpatine is basically what he is.
And that's the thing. Like, why should we care anything about Snoke? Like, why should people get mad whether he got killed or not anyway? He didn't do shit.
Yeah, he doesn't. And as far as like Kylo Ren being the main villain, he's just not that. He's not as strong as a villain as as we've seen, or like Vader. It all comes back to Vader. There's nobody's been a cool villain like Vader. I was in the original trilogy.
Right. And, they keep saying it. Oh, you're not as good as Vader. You're not as cool as Vader. But just because you say that doesn't give you a pass.
Yeah.
Just because you see what we see also doesn't give you a pass.
Yeah, and they even address that in there because he's trying to put on his helmet and he's like, "No, you will never be as powerful as Vader ever was." Shit. But other than that, it was a 3 out of 5. I mean, the art's cool, but there's nothing, it doesn't really expand on anything. Of course, they're not going to, it's not. You can't spoil anything for the next movie, so they're not going to reveal anything cool. So it's just filler. It's just So
okay, all right. So
no sex droid. Sorry.
See, that would have gave the book another point.
Yeah, no shit.
He already just like Hugh Hefner. Why not?
Yeah, just fucking Snoke sitting in a harem with all these fucking sex droids and shit.
Right. Oh yeah. All right. So book I'm gonna do next is Event Leviathan, number 4, I think. Okay. Yeah, number 4. Okay. So the book opens up with Superman and Batman with all his detective friends are sitting in the Batcave, and Superman just all shook up, like his X-ray vision is all fucked up. He's trying to see people, but he can't because he's trying to get his vision back. And everybody's quiet, but then all of a sudden Damien just comes out of nowhere and just says, "All right, Superman, tell me how Leviathan kicked your ass." Never like, wait, what? You can't talk to Superman that way. And Batman's like, Damien, talked about this, And then Superman's like, before I tell the story, I'm gonna need everybody to leave the room except for Batman and Miss Lane. And Green Lantern's like, not Green Lantern, Green Arrow. Green Arrow's like, what? You kicking me out? I'm a member of the Justice League also, right? You're like, Ollie, we'll talk to you later. So everybody leaves. Nobody's in the room except Batman and Lois Lane. And Batman's like, well, tell me what happened. So Superman tells the story what happened. He was in Cuba trying to rescue Amanda Waller from Leviathan. He sees Leviathan face to face. He tries to use his X-ray vision on Leviathan, but it doesn't work on him. And Leviathan hypnotizes some kind of way. Leviathan uses his teleporting technique, and Superman tries to light speed behind them, but something throws him back and fucks him up. So that's why he's all discombobulated, don't know what the hell's going on. So Superman's like, I apologize. I should go in the next room and tell everybody I apologize for kicking them out the room. And Batman's not lying, fuck them. I don't trust anybody in that room. Like, Batman, your son's in the next room. I'm like, so? I don't care. So they go back up there. They talk to everybody. They try to have this little powwow. He's talking about what, who is Leviathan, comparing notes, what to do. And then Batman just blurts out all of a sudden, oh, she think I wouldn't notice, huh? And Superman's like, don't worry about it. She's borrowing it. No, she's not borrowing it. She's gone. And they look around and they're like, who are you talking about? Lois. She's left. She stole my car. And you see Lois leaving in one of Bruce Wayne's cars, and she has a sniper scope trained on her by your girl, the Silencer. She shows up again.
My girl. I totally forgot. It's the Silencer. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, totally the Silencer. Remember? Oh, you know she was in last season of Arrow, right?
No, I did not.
Yeah, I meant to tell you about that. She was in last season of Arrow. But anyway, Silencer has a sniper rifle trained on Lois Lane. She was like, so what? And she's talking to somebody. We don't know who she's talking to. She's like, wait, why is Lois Lane leaving why is Lois Lane leaving Bruce Wayne's mansion in his car? And the voice in the background said, oh, why is a beautiful woman leaving a billionaire's mansion in his own car? Ooh, I wonder why. They're like, oh, I don't know what the hell's going on. But as soon as she sees that, all of a sudden she sees Superman shoots out of the top part of the manor. She's like, okay, wait, what the fuck's going on in there? So she knows some weird shit going on. But what happened was basically Superman, Batman put a track on his car. Superman is going to follow her, but he's got Plastic Man right on the back of him for some reason. But anyway, Lois Lane gets to her destination. She's talking to somebody. She steps out the car, and she's talking to these other people who turns out to be Harvey Bullock, Zatanna, Deathstroke, some other weird people I don't recognize either. And that's how the book ends. So apparently, Lois Lane is a mole. Well, a mole for who, we don't know. So
okay.
Yeah. So still, it's a whole bunch of other Bendis shit that happened in this book. I'm not going to talk about it. One weird thing that catch my attention, that Robin told a story about his ex-Special Forces nanny, but he kept saying it name in past tense. We know he's talking about Alfred, but he kept talking about Alfred in past tense. So it makes you think, Eli, is that going to stick? Or what they're doing is going to stick with the deal with Alfred?
Maybe.
Maybe. Who knows? Or at least for a little while. We'll see how it
I don't know. I read that Gotham City Monsters, and I don't know who the fuck anybody was, but I think they're referring to when Bane ruled the city and all this shit. And so, who knows? Maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe some shit's going to stick. I don't know.
But yeah, that's the thing with this book. This event Leviathan shit is just dragging and dragging and dragging. It's supposed to be somebody. Everybody been suspecting Lois Lane for the longest anyway, but who knows what's going on. I'm ready for this shit to end. I'm liking the story, but just get to the end. Tell me who Leviathan is so we can get to the next storyline, whatever the fuck's supposed to be going on. But yeah, bit 5. Move on. All
right. Well, back to Marvel. I guess I'll do Venom 18, number 18. Absolute, okay. Another Absolute Carnage. I started to pick
that one of them, but I figured you would. So
yeah, another Absolute Carnage tie-in. So here we are with the Absolute Carnage minute. So in Absolute Carnage, Carnage is back. He is collecting the DNA samples of anyone who has ever been infected with a symbiote, and using these codex. He wants to use these codex, they're called, to resurrect Null, the symbiote god. And so far we have Venom and Spider-Man. They've been busy fighting Carnage, who's been turning everybody into symbiotes. And so while Venom and Spidey are fighting like Carnage and his symbiote horde, we have that's going on in the main story. We have this little side story in Venom where Dylan, who happens to be Eddie Brock's son but doesn't know it, and Norman Osborn's grandson, they're hiding out in the lab with the Maker. And the Maker has built a machine that will extract all the symbiotes out of the infected, the hosts, So the last issue, the lab got attacked by a bunch of symbiotes, and the Maker started fighting them. The kids tried to hide in like a closet, but then the door broke down, right about to die. But then the Sleeper showed up, who's another symbiote. I never heard of this guy. So
me neither. I saw him in the previews, but I don't know who he is.
Yeah. So Sleeper tells Dylan that he's here to help, that that he's wants to aid Venom, in the fight against Null, because he knows what Null is, and he's like, no, we're not going to let that motherfucker take over the universe. So he wants to help, but the Maker shows up, and the Maker like fucked up all the symbiotes, and then he fucks up Sleeper.
Oh wow! Because he didn't know he was a good guy, bad guy, I guess.
Yeah, he's like, what are you doing? And he puts them all the symbiotes are all in like these containment units and shit. And Dylan's like, hey, what the hell? He was supposed to help us. He says, you can't trust the symbiote. Don't trust these motherfuckers. He goes, okay, we need to remove that codex out of Normie's grandson. And they're like, no, that thing's gonna kill him. He's like, oh, and what, either way, we can't. We need to remove it. This needs to happen. Logic. Maker's all about logic. So Dylan is basically runs off, and they're like, okay, we can't let the Maker put Normie's grandson in that machine. So he ends up like opening up the containment units, unleashes the symbiotes, and sort of cause a diversion so they can escape. So the Maker's like, oh shit, I gotta fight these symbiotes again. And they're like, okay, cool. The kids are like trying to get away, but then the symbiotes attack the Maker and infect him. So last page is like the Maker is infected with like 5, 6, 7 symbiotes. He's a host now. So the symbiotes got the Maker now, and that's kind of where it ends. Like, oh shit, the Maker infected Maker.
Oh damn, that's not good.
Yeah.
Okay.
So so this is cool. This is the only tie-in that I've read. I mean, I already read Venom, but this was an Absolute Carnage tie-in. I'm not reading the other books, the other tie-ins, because I don't really care. I don't care about Deadpool versus Venom or Carnage or Ghost Rider versus the symbiotes or whatever that shit. It's just that shit's just filler. Like, I don't care about that. But this Venom book, it's like actually relating
it's
to
written
the
by
story.
Donny Cates, so
it's Donny Cates, yeah. Right. So this is a direct, this actually ties into the story directly. Like, while Eddie and Spider-Man are fighting Carnage and the Absolute Carnage in the main story, this is what's going on with his son and the Maker and stuff. So this is pretty cool. So it's more than just filler. So I give it a 4 out of 5. So
cool. Okay.
So there's our Absolute Carnage minute.
Yeah, how highest book we rated so far. So, all right. So I know you read a bunch of Batman books. You want me to do 78?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, I know you read both of them, but I do 78. Okay, so this is Batman 78. Like I said, the cover is Batman and Catwoman reunited, rekindled, ready for revenge. And basically the book is they're in some suite Holloway. And first the book starts off with like the very first meeting, between Batman and Catwoman back in like Batman #1 in 1939, whatever the fuck ever like that. Years being that. Fast forward to nowadays time, they're in some kind of getaway resort, and they're just living life. But they're also moonlighting as Batman and Catwoman, training, to get ready to go back and fight Flashpoint Batman and Bane, take back the city back. So they fight. They're doing all that. But then while they're doing all that, they're slowly falling back in love. And Catwoman is telling Batman, by a fireplace, that even though I did what I did to you, I waited and I cried waiting for you. And Batman's like, me too. Then they kiss at the end. And yeah, that's the book.
Yeah, who cares?
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what happened. It's really
I was like, really? This again? That's what I was like.
That's when I started realizing that Batman and Catwoman are turning into a toxic relationship. They are, because they break up, they get back together, they hurt each other, they get back together. Like, dude, y'all gotta make y'all mind what the fuck y'all gonna do. This shit is irritating me now.
Yeah, I was just like, I don't care. Is this what this is gonna be? I was just like, when I read it.
I did like one little thing about how Catwoman did say she had a dream about they got married and had a daughter, which is basically the Earth 2 version of the pre-crisis version of Batman and Catwoman. They got married and Huntress and blah, 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 whatever the fuck. So I thought it was a nice little Easter egg, but for the most part, this issue was filler. How are you going to get Alfred killed and then have them just on some kind of weekend getaway?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Tone shift. Do something.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't even cut back to what might have happened on it. It was just them just doing bullshit.
Yeah, it was just them. I mean, I've seen this already. And they're trying to deal with the aftermath of the wedding, where she left him at the altar or didn't even show up.
Right.
And broke his heart and all that shit. And it's like, who cares? I don't care.
Right. We get it, and that's what Tom King is doing. He basically turned Batman to a rom-com. So
yeah, yeah.
I guess.
Well, but without the calm, there's no calm. There's nothing funny.
Well, that's true too.
It's just a lame love story in this one. I was like, yeah. I was just like, really? Okay.
Oh yeah. I'll give it 3 out of 5. I'm gonna give it I'm gonna give it 3.5 out of 5. I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5 only because the artist was pretty good.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's the only reason. If it wasn't for that, it'd be less than that. So.
Who was on it? Daniels? Who's on it?
No, it's Clay Mann, the guy that was doing Heroes in Crisis.
Oh, okay. Oh, Daniels did the cover.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, did you read Silver Surfer?
A little bit of it, not the whole thing.
Okay. Well,
yeah, I'll let you review that. So,
you want me to do this? Whew, okay.
Yeah, because I didn't do it.
Okay, Silver Surfer Black, number 4, Donny Cates, y'all. So basically what's going on is Silver Surfer got sucked through the black hole, got transported like way back, billions and billions of years, back into the past to the dawn of the fucking universe, where he encountered Null, the symbiote god. He got infected by Null. So his arm is all infected with the darkness, and he no longer has his cosmic power. And so he tried to get away, from Null. He like flew like halfway across the universe and then found Ego, the living planet, when he was just a baby. When he was just a baby planet. But Ego was infected, and it's like, okay, I need your help, so I'll go and cure your sickness if you help me. And Ego's like, okay. So last issue, Silver Surfer went to Ego's planet core and found the life bringer or whatever, the little incubator that is holding baby Galactus. So that's where last issue ends. This one picks up where, yeah, he wants to destroy the incubator because he knows what Galactus does. He's like, I know Galactus is going to kill like thousands of planets and kill millions of people. I can't let this happen. So he's like looking to destroy the incubator. But then Uatu, the Watcher, shows up.
Oh shit! Okay.
And he's like, "Yo."
I was gonna say he's dead, but I forgot. This is beginning of the universe.
This is at the beginning of time. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Uatu's like, "Yo, I can't let you do that. I'm here to stop you." He's like, "You're the Watcher. You can't do shit. You're supposed to watch."
Your power is to watch.
Yeah, but yeah, you can't do shit. He's like, "No. On the contrary, the Council of Celestials or whatever the fuck says, no, we have to maintain balance. And if you destroy Galactus, you're going to cause a ripple through time and shit. You're going to fuck up the universe and fuck up time.
Is this like a constant universe? So Galactus has to live. So.
Yeah, so you're going to disrupt the balance of the time stream if you do that. So we can't let you do that. So basically he goes inside he goes inside the incubator and goes into the mind of Galactus and meets Galactus before he becomes, the big devourer of worlds. And he actually removes his he removes his helmet, and they have a conversation because it's Silver Surfer. So yeah, Silver Surfer and Galactus have a planet, and they're like, hey, I was going to kill you, but because you destroy worlds and shit. And he's like, really? I can't believe I do that shit. But I can't, I'm not supposed to kill you because it's going to cause disruption. He's like, why are you just trying to destroy me? He says, because I need to get your power. I need your power because I'm trying to fight Null. And, Galactus is like, well, if you're going to destroy me because you say I destroy worlds, yet you're trying to fight darkness with more darkness. That doesn't make any sense and shit. So they have like this philosophical, it was kind of deep. I got to say, it was kind of deep. This philosophical conversation is like, okay, I'll spare you. So basically he goes back to Ego. He's like, hey man, you got to help me get the light back. So basically what Ego does is he sort of tunes himself into all living things. He basically uses the Force or something to contact all life in the universe and to channel it to Silver Surfer to get his cosmic power back. And that's kind of where it kind of just ends there. You know, he sort of channels this energy into him, this life of the light of the universe back into the Silver Surfer. So that's where it ends.
Does he still have the arm or whatever?
He's still got a black arm. Yeah, he's like halfway black now. So he's like totally getting consumed with the symbiote with Null.
Yeah, that's a weird thing because, like I said, in that Thanos book, he was all black. So I'm just wondering if that has some do with that.
Yeah.
But that was like a million years to the future, though.
Yeah, he's getting there. He's turning.
And they were calling him the Fallen.
It's not just his arm now. It's like starting to take his whole body.
Interesting.
So, yeah,
that's the thing I noticed about like not just Donny Cates, but just every writer in comics. Like if you follow like the continuity of just the books that they write, it's always like a thread. Like all their books connect together. So it's always an interesting thing. Like Donny Cates wrote that book. He's writing this book, writing Venom. I'm pretty sure they're gonna tie into Venom some kind of way also. So yeah, interesting.
Still, this is pretty cool. I give it a 4 out of 5. I mean, the art is just really weird. It's that weird psychedelic art shit. So I'm digging on it. Just for the art is cool. But yeah, it gets deep. I mean, it's Silver Surfer, so it gets deep and philosophical.
It's the reason Stan. Now we can give Stan Lee credit for Silver Surfer because that is the reason he made Silver Surfer to be like a commentary, you know, on philosophy and things like that. That's the whole reason he made the character.
Yeah. So yeah, 4 out of 5. Pretty cool.
Oh, that's all I got.
All right. Oh, well.
it's on you now.
Well, I don't know. What else did I read? I read this Gotham City. I think I'm done, too.
Okay. you go to like, nah, fuck that.
I mean, Detectives, it was just the finishing up of that story where Deadshot was on the island and shit, and Batman they were stranded on that island and shit, and he fights Deadshot and beats him and shit like that.
I started to read that. I was like,
You know, the Gotham City monsters. I don't know any of these people.
I never heard of the book, Gotham City Monsters.
I just picked it up because it looked kind of cool. Andrew Bennett, you know who that is? Well, he's some vampire slayer or something.
You don't know what that is.
And then there's Killer Croc, who doesn't really do anything, and Tusk, I don't know. And then there's Frankenstein.
Oh yeah, Frankenstein. Yeah, he's like a big DC thing.
Yeah, well, he's in it, and he's like...
He had guns and shit?
Yeah, he gets into a bar fight with a Minotaur and shit, and then you got this orca. I thought it was Killer Shark, but it's not a shark, it's an orca. It's a woman, too, I guess.
Okay, yeah, I don't know who the fuck those people are. I would have been just as lost as you are.
And some monster baboon. And they're raising some old Martian god, vampire god or something? I can't remember.
A Martian vampire god, okay.
Yeah. That's what they're doing. I don't know.
I'm just as lost as you are. So
I didn't know what was going on. I'm not. Maybe if I was more familiar with these characters, I would. You know what I mean? It would mean more to me. But I was just like, okay, this is just. I don't know who any of these people are. So, yeah.
I don't know. Well, I mean, if that's all we got, then I guess if you listen this long, definitely like, share, subscribe. We have our other podcasts. We have our Geeks podcast. We have our sister podcast, Geeks Av. That's listen to them. Listen to Comic Cast. See what they have to say on these same books we just talked about. Instrument Destruction just cranked out a new episode not too long ago. Hoodoo TV. The highest rated podcast on this website, Talking Balls. Hoodoo TV. Get Valiant. Talking about some Valiant stuff and all like that. So. Yeah, next week I don't know, some more books will come out, maybe some more crazy shit. We'll get outraged over somebody else being racist.
Rambo comes out Friday, yo.
Wait, what comes out?
Rambo.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to see that. Yeah, okay, so yeah, we got something to talk. I'm excited for next week, man.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about that. Until then, this is Leroy.
This is Eli.
We'll talk to you guys next week. Same bully time, same bully channel.